1 million people commit suicide every year. That's one person every 40 seconds. Today I'm going to give you some insight on mental health and its importance. Most people work out regularly and eat healthy to maintain their physical health, but completely disregard their own mental health. I'll share with you some basic information on the most common mental disorders, anxiety and depression. I'll also discuss why it's important to learn about mental health. Lastly, I'll give you some steps on how to effectively manage your mental well-being. Let us begin with a quick definition of what exactly a mental disorder is. According to the DSM-5, a manual used to diagnose any illness, a mental disorder is classified as a behavioral or psychological syndrome that causes extreme distress and functional impairment. One of these mental disorders is general anxiety disorder. This is one of the most common mental illnesses. A little over 3% of the United States population is affected with general anxiety disorder. Some symptoms are feeling nervous, difficulty concentrating, feeling weak and tired. Those are just some of the few difficulties people struggling with anxiety must face. One thing to keep into consideration is that there is a difference between feeling anxious and having an anxiety disorder. An anxiety disorder makes it difficult to live a normal life. Another common mental disorder is a major depressive disorder. About 6.7% of people in the United States struggle with a major depressive disorder. Some symptoms are persistent sad moods, feeling hopeless, decreased energy, and just like general anxiety disorder, there are many other symptoms that can occur when dealing with major depressive disorder. As you can see in this Venn diagram, there is a bit of overlapping between anxiety and depression. In fact, there is a decent percent of people that suffer with both of these disorders. You might be thinking, these people have mental illnesses. Why should I worry about mental health? 1 in 5 adults struggle with illness at any moment in time. So while you may not be struggling with it right now, you most likely know someone who is dealing with a mental disorder. Stress is also something everyone goes through, and it can be tough handling if you do not have the correct resources. Most people are not eager to divulge their mental status to those around them because of the stigma around mental disorders. The stigma may stop people from getting the treatment that they truly need. About 40% of people with mental illness actually receive treatment. For some people, treatment can be the difference between complete mental instability and what is considered a normal life. Knowledge is one of the most important tools to combat stigma, so informing yourself and others can prove helpful to those around you. Mental disorders are the only reason to care about mental health. You may not realize, but we live in a go-getter society where people are solely focused on success and money and completely forget to take care of themselves when dealing with stress. Stress can cause mental disorders and even physical disorders, so without proper management, you can go down a deadly road. Now you may be wondering, how do I manage my own mental health? You do not need to see a mental health professional to focus on your mental well-being, but there's nothing wrong with asking for help. If you do believe you're dealing with something that you cannot manage on your own, there are resources available. You can see a therapist and discuss your problems, or even manage your disorder with medication if necessary. It is important to remember that needing extra help does not make you weak. In fact, it does make you stronger. If you would just like to manage normal life stress, here are some things you can do. You can work out and eat healthy, because there's a relationship between mental and physical health. They both have direct effects on each other. Reflecting on the good and bad is a good way to work through problems. You can get a journal, write daily or weekly about any issues you face, if and how they were resolved, and you can discuss ways to prevent similar issues in the future. Another important thing could be to not hold things in and to talk to someone you trust if you're going through a particular tough time. If there's no one there are hotlines designed to help you if necessary. In conclusion, mental health is not only important for yourself, but also for the people around you. While it may be difficult with the stigma surrounding mental health to get help, remember that there is no difference between working on your physical self and working on your mental self. Thank you.